So we're down on my Missouri property doing some work here this morning. Got everything disked up last night, got everything fertilized. So today we're ready to get some seed in the ground. And step number one for me is going to be putting Incognito in against my neighboring property line. On the other side of these trees, which you can't see, is their access road to get back to the main part of their property. So they're going to be coming in and out of here a lot. Now luckily, we've got a lot of good cedars and a lot of good cover already, but we're going to go one step further. We're going to put Incognito against this edge, so that way anything that they can peek through and see, they won't be able to see through into the food plot itself. And then from the corner of the ditch all the way up to the redneck, there's Mischantus right here that's going to block that view from the deer in the field. The next layer is going to be Dirty Bird. So we're going to wrap Dirty Bird all the way around the outside perimeter of this food plot, which one is going to look really nice, but two is going to give the deer a soft edge to step out into. Instead of that buck standing back in the cedars, looking and listening and paying attention and smelling, he's going to step out into that Dirty Bird and look into the food plot, feel like he's got a lot more cover, be a little bit more secure, he's gonna feel. So we're gonna wrap Dirty Bird on the outside of this, and then the two main food sources are gonna be corn. We've got an acre of corn to put in, and about 3.5 acres of beans. I can't tell you how excited I am for muzzleloader season. Well, I guess I should say, first of all, opening day gun season, because I'll be sitting with my wife, most important, but muzzleloader season is going to be dynamite on this property.
Number one, you instantly put browse down on the deer's level. You're opening up the canopy. That'll be an explosion in new growth. Yes, there already is, because it's pretty young growth up in there, but I'm putting that woody browse. It's one thing to have all the forbs and everything, but in the fall of the year, when you get a hard frost and a killing frost, all them forbs are gone for the year. You got to have that woody browse down at a deer's nose. It gives side cover. You can manipulate how the deer move through the property right now with it, creating blockades, you know, making those pinch points, everything. But right now we're just kind of focused on bedding cells, not really directing deer at this point. And then it allows for just hardwood regeneration.
I've measured up the open acreage. We've got about 4.5 acres of open tillable ground here, which was pasture, and the rest of it is timber. Started really kind of looking at the maps and the draws and the way they set up, and for only being 15 acres, this actually hunts pretty big. I think you might be surprised if I tell you we're going to wind up with 10 to 12, maybe 15 different tree stands on 15 acres. Now, while that may seem like a lot, we also have to have multiple tree stands for multiple wind directions in certain spots or hunting certain bedding areas. There's a lot of pockets. Actually, Ryan is behind us right now creating a bedding pocket. So setting in this blind this year, we're going to have deer that are going to bed in that pocket and bed in this pocket, and we know that they're going to come out here to our food sources. So it sets up right. It had enough tillable for me to be able to draw the deer in come late season. That's when I like to hunt. Muzzleloader season is one of my favorites. I've just actually got a new CVA Acura last year. I've been at the range shooting that gun, really impressed with it. It's what I actually used last year to shoot that buck with, 150-yard shot, no problem whatsoever. The buck was laying 15 yards. So for me, I'm setting this up for late season. I'm gonna put a lot of food in here, a lot of carbs. Come when it gets cold, I know I'm gonna see deer in this spot. It's got 3 different draws in it, which is really nice, and they're not super deep, but in this country, it doesn't take a big bluff like we're used to in Buffalo County to hold a deer. a little bit of a depression, a little bit of a washout down in this ditch will hold 4 or 5 does. I knew it was going to hold deer. I could keep the food here where I know I can feed them and keep them coming back. Yeah, like I said, for me, this is my dream property. It's only 15 acres, but for me and my family, it's going to work perfect. We're going to have a great time coming down here just to get away, work on some food plots, do some tree stand work. I guarantee you my wife and I are going to be sitting in that blind come velvet season. It's one of the things that her and I love to do, is to get out and you know, take pictures of deer, sit and watch deer, glass deer. We're going to have a lot of fun on this place.